Hello, owners, and happy Thanksgiving Eve. I hope you're staying at home and wearing masks and having a drink at home. Since the brown shirts are out trying to turn us in if we go to the bars. It is time for week 11 in review. Holy crap! Bathtub Gin won a game. If you remember, back in September, Bathtub Gin came out of the gates on fire, then proceeded to drop their next 7 in a row. But they bust back into the win column, barely, with a 102.74 to 100.74. Is that right? Did I fuck that up already? Win over the Pilot Lights. Keenan Allen tops Bathtub Gin scores with 30.5 points, his best of the year. Allen grabbed 16 catches for 145 yards and a touchdown. Lamar Jackson added 18.54. And the Chubster had 13.4 in the win. For the Lights, Corey Davis had 15.8. Kenyon Drake, 14. And the Washington football team defense had 13. High score of the week goes to the Zooks. They beat Texas Rattlesnakes 135.08 to 111.12. Adam Thielen leads the Zooks with 30.3 points. His tops for the season, 8 grabs for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns for Thielen. Russell Wilson, 24.08 and a whopping 20 points from the Cleveland defense. Woo, Cleveland D. The Snakes were led by Clyde Edwards-Helaire with 20.2, Tyler Lockett, 17.2, and Justin Jefferson, 16.1 for the losers. Chili Dogs take advantage of Robert Woods' 26.6 points on Monday night to pull ahead and beat the Rockers 112.22 to 102.56. Woods, 26.6 points, also his highest output of the year, came on 12 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. But possibly the play of the year came with the tight end eligible quarterback, Tyson Hill. The Dogs took advantage of Hill's eligibility and slotted him in at tight end and was paid back with 26.42 points on 18 of 23 passing for 233 yards. Hill also ran 10 times for 51 yards and 2 touchdowns. By the way, in case you were wondering, Chili Dogs, or whoever's playing Chili Dogs, Hill is only quarterback eligible this week, so no more of that tight end stuff. The Dogs' actual quarterback was Carson Wentz. Wentz had 18.4. The Rockers did have the high score of the week in Deshaun Watson. He posted 37.36 points, but just wasn't enough. Mark Andrews had 18.1 and Josh Jacobs 12.9 for the Rockers. These last 3 games were all upsets. Probably the most important games of the week. We're going to start out with Mambunga Knights, unable to take advantage of the Rocker loss as they fell to the Dragers. 113.54 to 107.24. Aaron Rodgers leads the Dragers with 31.74 points on 27 of 38 passing for 311 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rodgers on fire. He also ran 3 times for 15 yards. Zeke gets 20.4, and the other Aaron in Green Bay, this one of the Jones variety, had 15.1. Herbert continues to impress for Mambunga. He dropped 35.74 points this week. Devontae Adams had 22.1, and the Pittsburgh D, 16 in the losing effort. Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai falls to the Sheboygan Headbangers, 127.52 to 126.64. Mahomes, top scorer for the Headbangers with 27.52 points on 34 of 45 passing for 348 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran 4 times for 16 yards. Cooper Kupp had 22, and Deontay Johnson added 19.1 for the victors. Dalvin Cook led Cobra Kai with 26.5 points. Travis Kelce had 24.86. And please, someone tell me how that guy is left wide open with a game on the line. I don't get that. And finally, Big Ben had 20.68. Finally, the Lake Show. Hold on a second. Lake Show upsets the big man. Belichick yourself. 116.62 to 110.76. Tariq Hill tops Lake Show scorers with 23.5 points. Hill had 11 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown. DJ Moore had 20.3 and Antonio Gibson 16.9. Kyler Murray led Belichick with 24.26. Derrick Henry, 21.7. And Chase, don't call me Les Claypool, 13.9. All right, guys, we are now in the home stretch. Last 3 games, all divisional contests for the playoff spots. An unprecedented 8 teams are within 1 game of their divisional lead, and only 1 team mathematically eliminated. In the Quahog division, Belichick yourself, 7-4. Cobra Kai, 1 game back at 6-5. And then Bathtub Gin and Draggers cling to life, 3 games back at 4-7. In the Pawtucket Brewer division, Chili Dogs hold the lead at 7-4. Zoots and Headbangers, 1 game back at 6-5. And the Pilot Lights still burning, 3 games back with a record of 4-7. And finally, the Drunken Clam division, Manbunga Knights still number 1, 7-4. Lake Show pulls even with the Rockers. They're both 1 game back at 6-5. And then looking down the barrel of the pink loser shirt for a 2nd year in a row, the out of the playoff picture, 3-8. Rattlesnakes. All right, we got a couple big fantasy games this week. Mambunga takes on the Lake Show. Lake Show with the hot hand, winners of 4 in a row. The Zoots and Headbangers square off to possibly move into a tie for first with Chili Dog with a Chili Dog loss, or take sole possession of 2nd place. Will we see more upsets? Time will tell. Thanksgiving means football and Irish whiskey. Okay, well, it definitely means football and sometimes Irish whiskey. Thanksgiving Day games. Houston, Detroit. In the early game, the 4 o'clock game is Washington, Dallas. And then the late game is the Baltimore Ravens taking on the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. Another big game this weekend, Kansas City versus Tampa Bay on Sunday afternoon. No more buys. They're all gone. The trade deadline is this week. So if you're cooking something up, you better get it in quick. I think the actual deadline is like 3 a.m. overnight, Thursday into Friday. So make sure you get that in. The Ravens apparently hanging out with Sponsky and Lake as COVID run rampant through the Ravens facility. They canceled practice this week. No word on what's going to happen with this game. They've got 5 players and 4 staff members rolling around in the Lake Show Sponsky COVID. So who knows what's going on with that, including their backfield. Ingram and whatever the other guy's name is. Both of them COVID positive. So, I mean, I haven't heard anything as far as the game is concerned, it getting canceled or postponed or anything like that. So I guess we're still going with that. But I guess we'll find out. Last but not least, I just wanted to touch base since we have such tight divisional races. I wanted to touch base on tiebreakers, right? So first tiebreakers also is always head to head. Now, what may end up happening is we have teams tied that are trying to get into the wild card. So when that happens, when you have multiple teams in a single division, those guys go through these tiebreakers first, so you get one team out of each division, and then the tiebreakers are applied there. And Steve, stop me if, well, you can't physically stop me now, but I think this is how we have it, right? So first tiebreaker is head to head. Second tiebreaker is divisional record. Third tiebreaker, I believe we went to total points. So that should take care of any ties down the road. But anyway, that's it. And then, like I said, Steve and I will definitely get together on this and make sure that we have the correct tiebreakers. But for now, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Wear the damn mask. And I will see you next week.